Alright, how's it going? We just got done with our stream here on the server, and we pretty much worked on getting some more work done in the power room. You can see first off that our redstone mess that was over here is completely gone. Our power box is also moved. Power box is now over here. Right here, filling up nicely from our bronze boiler, and we've hooked up 2 MV turbines and 2 of the basic turbines make us power. We haven't made an HV yet. One thing that I wanted to show you guys that is nice for hiding wires and pipes is you can take black granite. I think only black granite and red granite. I don't think the marble has them, or the assault, which I think fixed, but put these plates on here, which is just the bricks thrown in the cutter, and then that will hide them nicely. You can also use rubber or paper. Like here, I just use paper instead of marble because they look really close. But for here, I wanted to do that, and I can even make this all the way around, this type of block all the way around, and you really wouldn't notice other than where the wire goes in there. But the main work that got done is all downstairs here. So this is the redstone, the exact same thing I had up there, just redone down here. So this is where the power indicator comes down from the main box, goes into this block, and then this is the signal coming down from the water that tells if we are out of water. So this will automatically shut everything off if we are low on water. Then this is our low side. So when our power gets down here, it'll trick this and it will send us power into our latch, which right now it needs to be powering because we have not hit the last one up here yet, which I need to keep an eye on that and see if I've got it exactly right. But when it does hit this last one, which we are 2 away from, it'll set this power line off, which comes over here and meets up with the emergency water line, goes into our RS latch here, and then that will send power up this line, which will come over here and shut off our boiler. And it's supposed to be set to about 3/4, and I think I have it possibly a little bit too far out. Hi, Mr. Creeper. Right now we are at 1,200,000, which is fine. I just want to get it shut off before it hits 16. But then the other thing we did was we wired up our compressor, our macerator. All of the saplings are coming in from up there, down this pipe, and into this compressor, which makes plant balls. And those are automatically getting sent over here to make us biochaff. And then that biochaff is coming up, going into our input here, which is being turned into fermented biomass right here. which, see, there's a bit in there. And if we come downstairs, show you the redstoning we did for it. I did a lot of redstone work today. So, first off, we have a distillery here that's turning our fermented biomass into methane. Have the pipe running from the tank here down and into this machine. It makes fertilizer, so that fertilizer is running back to this drawer, which has a pipe on the top that goes to our farm. So this will automatically make us fertilizer for our forestry farm. And then we have this pipe that goes out and runs all the way back over there to a tank, which I'll show you in a minute. But the important part of the system is we have this cover on the back here, which is activity detector. This thing right here, redstone torch, iron or aluminum plate, or wrought iron plate with a little bit of molten tin or soldering alloy is what we actually use. And that gives us our activity detector. And I have the activity detector set to not ready to work, or ready to work. So whenever it is actually turned off, it'll send a redstone signal up to the control on the Pyroluse oven and turn the Pyroluse oven on. So right now, Pyroluse oven is turned off because this machine is running. So now as soon as this cycle gets done running, which is like 75 seconds, it will turn that off. Now there is another option I can use. There's a fluid detector that I could put on here, which I might change out to at some point. That'll actually be able to detect if the output hatch over here is empty. And if it is empty, then it'll turn it on. But for right now, this is what I chose to go with. And it works pretty well. This is only a part-time setup, because at some point we will be getting a distillation tower. And when we get the distillation tower, then we'll be sending that fermented biomass into a distillation tower, which will make us all kinds of good stuff. But now watch, that's going to turn off here in just a second. Go, that one turned off, that one turned on. That's how that works. So that's why I said I may change over to the fluid detector, because this is now going to sit here and wait. It only has to wait like 10 seconds and then it'll get the next bit. This does 1500, where this one can only go through 1000 at a time, so it's not a big deal. And then this is for the other Pyroluse oven. This is our basic compressor, which is making us blocks of charcoal. And I have this set to slot number 4, which apparently is the input slot, because there are 6 slots in this machine. And that apparently is the input slot. So whenever it has an item in that input slot there, it turns on the redstone here, which is running over to that controller, which turns off that Pyroluse. so we're not making charcoal if we don't need to and voiding it. Because we have 2 coke ovens, which we really don't need anymore. But we've got 2 coke ovens back here that'll run whenever they can. And we have this box of charcoal here, which is where the output from the Pyroluse and these are going into. And then that runs down and into the compressor, which makes our charcoal blocks for running in there. And we can see that this has turned off because it has gotten to that point of power. So that works perfectly right now. So see now that the redstone is all the way over here, which it must have hit that and tripped it. Now it is on its way back down. When it gets down to this point, and well, this point, so this turns off and doesn't have power anymore, then it'll send this and send it back up. So that's like 10% of power or so somewhere. We may need to adjust that later on at some point, but for right now, getting down to 10% of our power is perfectly fine. So everything turns off when it isn't needed, turns back on when it is. Now, the next thing that we need to work on is we need to get the apples up here centrifuged into methane as well. So we'll be hooking up a centrifuge that'll make us methane as well. And if we come down here, this is where all our methane is going. I'm filling up our tank. And then next time we're here, I will be hooking up a pipe that comes out of here and runs up to our power room. And we have a gas turbine right here. And it will be connected up with these steam engines. Basically be going right here. And we'll plumb up the methane in here, and it'll make us supplemental power. And the nice thing about it is it will not burn the methane if there's nowhere for the power to go, so we won't have to automate that on or off at all. It'll just run when it needs to, and that'll supplement our power for this. And then we also have the stuff to make another tree farm, which we are needing lots and lots of rubber. So we're going to be setting up a second tree farm. Not quite sure yet exactly where we're putting it. Probably over in that area. I'll have to take down that land formation we have here. But we will be doing that so we can automate our rubber trees coming in. Then we'll be taking our setup we have here, which is not automated at this point, which is the rubber logs go in here, make us sticky resin, plant balls, carbon, wood pulp, and then the sticky resin goes in here, which makes us raw rubber and more plant balls, and then that comes down in here. Oh, it makes us glue as well, and that comes in for her to make her circuit boards. And we're also going to be setting up our sulfuric acid to a chemical reactor to start making plastic circuit boards, because she's going to need those soon as well. So next stream which should be Tuesday or Thursday of next week. We will be moving a lot of these things into our little pod designs out here. And that'll be the first one that we set up. So, hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions about what we've been doing here on the server, feel free to ask. Drop by our Discord, which link is in the description. And don't forget to do all those things that push all those buttons and do all those things. It makes us YouTube people happy. I will see you guys next time.